Welcome to the Look Who It Is podcast, where we sit down with artists to talk music, life, and all the stories in between. Now here's your host, Dane Engel.
Hey everyone, today I'm talking with Izabela Rose. She's a pop artist and actress with Disney roots who's stepping into her own as an independent artist. We get into her new single, Tipsy Truth, and how she wrote it with her family, why she calls it a medicine song, and what it means for this new era of her music. This is my conversation with Izabela Rose.
My name is Izabela Rose. I am a pop artist, also an actress, but I like to just round it up as an entertainer because the one thing I love to do, and all those include, is entertaining people. And I have a song coming out November 11th. Tipsy Truth is what it's called. And this one, I poured out my feelings. It's really a song about capturing that moment of letting I guess you would say crashing out in a way, but crashing out and letting all your feelings go and just saying like you want to talk to this person so bad, so you're going to text them as if you're drunk. But yeah, I think it's a really cool and catch, or especially with the name Tipsy Truth, because I'm underage and I can't drink.
So what sparked that song?
So I actually got inspired. Most of my songs are inspired by me, but what the cool one was about with this one is that I got inspired by my friends. A lot of them, in the moment that I wrote this song, I was kind of in a season where I was like, I'm not talking to nobody. Like, I need to focus on my career. I need more things to be focused on other than boys. So I was on a really strike. And then my friends, though, they were on the other side of the whole relationship and stuff like that. And I think it's just a universal experience with everybody where they just are, when the first kind of talking stage or situationship, you just want to talk to that person so bad and you want to be around them. And sometimes, like, I've had a lot of fallouts where I've self-sabotaged myself. And it was a universal experience with a lot of my friends. And so I kind of got inspired about that. And yeah, that's how the whole Tipsy Truth concept came about. And then I thought it was such a clever name because, like I told you, I'm underage, So I remember bringing up to my entertainment lawyer and I was like, hey, I just wrote this new song. It's called Tipsy Truth. And it was the day that I wrote it that I called him. And and I was like, I can't wait for you to hear it. It's called Tipsy Truth. And it was like, Tipsy Truth? How can you relate to that? And I was like, just wait, Jamil. Like it's the message is bigger than that.
So when this comes out on the 11th, other than the chorus, like what's a line you want people to feel the most?
I would say there's two. So Tipsy Truth, I just want to talk to you, which is the chorus. And I think I just want to talk to you. I mean, it's self-explanatory. That's one of my mom's favorite lines. So I feel like, and that's like whenever someone recites, because all my friends, like, this is the first song that I've actually come out independently that my friends and my family have been anticipating. And they're like, every single time I'm around them, they're like, oh, when's that? I love your new song. When's that coming out? And it feels so like, I guess it feels so good because as an artist, you write for yourself, but it feels good when you have that validation that this is touching other people. And Tipsy Truth was like a medicine song for me. Like, it healed me through a situation that I had coming up when I already wrote the song. So I remember listening to that song like a bunch of times when I wrote it. And I had the demo track. I remember listening to over and over. And that was the first song that I ever had that I listened to over and over of mine. So I knew I had something special on my hands. But yeah, that line. And then also my favorite part, which no one's heard, I haven't teased this part, but the bridge of the song, I think that it's just so relatable. It's like, it says something of like, maybe I'm stupid, maybe I'm dumb, maybe I'm brave, but I'm going to get my feelings out and I'll deal with the consequences later. That's basically what that bridge is saying. So I really relate to that.
So in writing this song, how did you know the song was done? Like that this was a finished product?
So I recorded this one with my dad. And I think that's Yeah. So I recorded this one with my dad, and when we came up with it, it was kind of a fast song I wrote. Um and I remember we recorded the vocals with my mom usually vocal trains me, right? So she doesn't filter nothing for me. So I trust her, you know? And she was actually asleep. And I was just like, I really want to record this song. Like, I already have it. Even if we just do it for demo, like, let's just record it, you know? And so, we ended up doing it, and the vocals that we got were actually great. My mom ended up listening to them. She was like, oh, these are great. Like, let's work with these. So my dad, he's kind of a roughly new engineer, but the way that I just believe that it was such a, like God put that together, because he has gotten it so fast, and at a point of where I really didn't find an engineer or someone that could handle my vocals. My dad could do it, which he's a boxer. He comes from that life, so it's so different, you know. So that's why I say I truly feel like it was a destined thing. But I sent it to a engineer after, and it was kind of a, I don't know, it just worked out so perfectly. Like the guy that mixed this, Lauren, he was just absolutely so amazing on just like wanting to help me, and just like, I love this song, I believe in it, let me just help you with it. So he did it, and after I got that back, I was just like, yeah, this is it. This is the final version. I love it. Don't change it no more. I remember they wanted to add something because my mom had an idea, and I was like, no, don't touch it. And I'm not usually as strong in my opinion with my songs. I usually let, like, what, I'm open-minded to hearing other people's opinion, but I was just like, I love this.
Was it the chorus or the melody that came first for this one?
It was actually the Tipsy Truth. Tipsy Truth is the lyrics were the first thing that came to me. And that lyric especially, specifically came to me first. And then my brother, he has recently picked up the guitar. He's probably been playing it for almost a year now, or a couple months. Yeah, he's very new, but he's so good. And he had played a couple chords, and I loved it. And we put that on it was kind of our first time like creating a beat in a way. So we put that on, Logic, and we just messed around with it, and we got it. And then I wrote I wrote the whole song, and we recorded it. So the lyrics to the lyrics to the beat to the melody.
Wow. See, that gets me. Like, one, being able to write a song, but then two, being able to have a melody and then put the two together.
Yes. No, it's such a special process. I wish people did more like behind the scenes on that. Like, I love watching YouTube videos of like Billie Eilish break down her song, or like Ray break down. I love that she put on her TikTok that how she broke down Where's My Husband. That was really cool.
I like when you'll have songs and they'll take the samples, and the samples will be like them singing another part of the song, but then it's like chopped up and sped up and put in reverse.
I watch those edits all the time of people like slowing it down and making their voices deeper. I think those are so cool. Like, sometimes I love it slowed down more than the original.
Do you ever mess with any of that with yours?
It's so funny that you mentioned that, because today I did for a promotional content video that I have coming up. Well, that I put up today. But I messed with it, like, kind of like where it was like slow and kind of a deeper voice, and I thought it was so cool. I've never messed with any of my songs like that, but Tipsy Truth sounded amazing like that. I thought it would be amazing like behind like, like car edits or whatever.
Now, do you think that Tipsy Truth could be something that you could maybe like remix or make more, or like a dance song, or make multiple versions of it?
It's so funny that you bring that up, because my mom just got off the phone with her friend, and she said that her and her daughter were listening to it, and it reminded them of Drunken Love by Beyonce. And that is my queen right there. That is who I look for inspiration. And so I was just like, how? Like, what? And they were like, it's just the cadence, like something about that drunk in love, we be all night, and then tipsy truth, I just want to talk to you. And I was like, wait, okay guys, wait, you may be onto something.
Now, Do you like to do music videos too to your songs?
I do, but the budget isn't always there, to be honest. But I do. I love,
Yeah.
and I'm just being completely honest. As an indie artist, an independent artist, they take a lot of money, and but I do. I enjoy that whole process. I think it makes the viewers' relationships to the song so much more stronger, and I plan on doing one for Tipsy Truth. We're actually in the talks about it right now, but yeah, I did one for a couple of my other songs, and when I was with Disney Channel, they went so big and great with their music videos that I did with them, and so yeah, I've always had a special connection to music videos. I think it's fun for the viewer.
Do you think it helps you a lot having all the stuff you've done in like with Disney and all that to now becoming an independent artist?
Oh, completely. Oh my gosh, I can't stress that enough. Like, I think if it wasn't for Disney, and I mean, Disney's a machine. Like, they literally, I think there's no better kid network you can get into at a young age than Disney, because they make sure that you're good at everything. They make sure you're a triple threat. And I think if it wasn't for them, like one of the music videos that I did for them, we actually filmed it during COVID. So they sent the production stuff here, and then my mom and my dad were the production team. And we just filmed it at my home, and then we took it to Lake Lanier. But like things like that, I truly feel like we're just operated in the perfect way, and it was almost like God knew what my journey was going to come to this, because now we know more than what we probably would have.
So going back to Tipsy Truth again, I guess, is there anything like hidden in the song?
Oh, that's a good question. Is there? Tipsy Truth was we did a lot of layers, but I don't think there's like, like in Olivia Rodrigo song, she has like in Deja Vu, she has a I love you where she whispers at a certain part of the song. We didn't do any of that. But there was a lot of layers. Like I want to one day, break down the song and like let people know of like that the layers add so much fullness to the song, because that was my thing. It sounded too raw for me. I was like, it sounds too stripped down. Like it needs to sound fuller. It needs to sound like you can dance to the song. I know the lyrics are sad, and it's this kind of a sad message in a way, but I want this song to be that sad song that you can dance to. And with the layers, we did some from like far from the mic. Then we did some whispering. We did some, lead ones where they were just regular, but I definitely think like any new artist, layers are your best friend.
Do you really enjoy recording?
Oh, I love recording. I love it. I think as a singer, you have to love the process of making your music as much as you love when it comes out and you get all that validation, because when you're making your music, it's telling a story, and it's telling a story without, I always tell my parents, I'm not the best talker, like interviews and stuff like that. I always get so nervous. I remember when I was younger, I was like, send me the questions in advance, because I'm going to stutter and everything. And music gives me the availability to do that in such a comfortable way. I don't know why, but I have so much more comfortability writing my feelings through a song than telling somebody in their face.
You ever get frustrated though?
For sure, 100%. I think you get frustrated in everything though. I'm a person that gets overstimulated quick. So my parents and my support system, they definitely help me be like, okay, Izabela, we need to take a little break. But I'm also a person that will work till the wheels fall off. So it's good that I have them.
You have you performed it live yet?
I haven't. No.
Do you have like something for a release or anything coming up where you like your first time you'll get to perform it live?
Not yet, but I want to. I was thinking about going to bars. I actually was thinking about that. I brought the idea to my mom and to my manager, my agent, but everyone's like, Izabela, you're 18. Like, you're not going to be able to get into no bar. But I feel like if it does enough commotion, they'll let me in.
Yeah. I mean, they have bar and grills where you
That's
can still
true.
go in underage. Yeah.
That's true. It would be cool to see if they can turn this into a line dancing song. That would probably be my
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they can do anything. They can do anything. I could see it.
Okay, if you can see it, I trust it.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh
I'll
yeah,
have
I
to
can
play
see
with
it.
that
No.
later.
No, yeah. I listened to some of it. Yeah. I got a sample and yeah, I mean, I feel like it has tons of versatility to it too. So
Thanks. That means a lot. I don't know. Maybe after this, I'll have to play in the studio a little bit and
yeah,
that's my dad.
you can be up all night now throwing some.
Right, and create a dance. What?
Yeah. You already have a dance to it, I think, don't you?
I do. I
Yeah.
do. And I got I'm telling all my friends, I'm like, all my family, I'm like, do this dance for me. And it's so crazy because, like, they'll call me and they'll be like, Isabel, it's all I see on my For You page. It's all I see. Every single time I open my phone, I'm like, guys, marketing, you cannot be an artist and be afraid to be like, oh, am I bothering? Am I too much? It's your page for a reason. Like, if people get bothered by how much you're posting up the song that you made that you love, then that's why there's an unfollow button. But the people that follow you are gonna, like, that's what they want to see. They want to see, and so and they weren't saying in no bad way. I want to clear that up. But I just thought it was so funny, and I thought it was such a good message because I remember, like, telling my mom, I was like, maybe we shouldn't post it that much. Like, I don't want to get annoying, or like, people don't follow me because, or whatever. And she was just like, Isabella, that's why it's your page. And I was like, wait, you're so right.
Do you come up with a lot of your own social media content?
I do. Yes, all of it. It's such a new, I was about to say it's a new realm, but I've been in it for a while now. And even before, like, the industry, I don't know if you remember, but musically, I was on there 24/7, and I remember, like, my goal was to get crowned. So I've always kind of like social media, but as I don't know, I have a love-hate relationship with it because I feel like there's a toxic side to it and it can get very, like, mentally exhausting. But as long as you kind of have, like, I don't know, I've started putting schedules, especially this year. I've been like, okay, we cannot be on it for 14 hours. My screen time cannot be on, like, that's just way too much. My mental health declines. No wonder I'm in my room and my lights are off and I'm all of a sudden have depression. It's because of that, So I just think as long as you have a healthy relationship with it, it can be really fun.
When you get that little Sunday afternoon summary of how long you're on your phone and what apps you're on the most, and
no, literally.
Yeah, I hope my boss doesn't see this.
Definitely.
So, like, do you have a plan for a music video? You have, like, an idea of what you'd like it to be?
Yes, I do. I want it to be at a bar. I don't want to spoil it for, like, the people, but I definitely we've already had it talks with I'll be at a bar, and it'll be probably, there's a couple ideas that I have right now. It depends on, like, everybody's availability too. But my ideal is that I was watching this was it Scottish Irish pop music, and there was this music video that showed up. Oh, by the way, if no one's ever tried Irish pop music, look it up on YouTube. Their music is so good, and I would have never thought I enjoyed it. One of the songs I listened to, it's called Irish Eyes, and it kind of sounds like Olivia Rodrigo if she was Irish. I don't know if that makes sense, but it kind of gives me that cadence. And yeah, so if you haven't tried that, listen to it. It's great. But I watched this music video and I thought it was just so fun and raw, and I feel like that's what Tipsy Truth is. And basically it was just friends, like, kind of like a person vlogging a night out with their friends. And so they were on the street, they were just doing commotion in the bar, they were playing games and all that, and I thought it was so authentic and raw. And so that's what I want Tipsy Truth to be. No matter what it is, I just wanted to feel like something I would actually do in life, which I guess the bar doesn't make sense, but if I was at a bar every Sunday, every Saturday, that's what I would do.
So I don't want to, like, kill the hype and stuff, but do you have, like, more music?
Yes, I do. So Tipsy Truth is almost a introduction to a new era of me, because a lot of the music that I came out with is kind of like that, leaning more to the pop genre, and with Tipsy Truth it's more of like the indie pop. It has element, I don't know, I've been very influenced the past year by like Megan Moroney, um, uh, Taylor Swift, and like Gracie Abrams, and just these people that I guess write real music in a pop way, because I'm such a pop girly. Like most of like I lean towards pop and sad music. That's me. And so I was just like, I want to tap into that. Like I want to really be that artist for the sad girls and also the pop girls, I guess. And in that mix of and so it took me a while to kind of find that sound, but I tapped into it for the last month. I think I really did tap into a sound that I would listen to. And like I said in the beginning of this interview, is that like this was the first song that I didn't mind replaying over and over. And especially with these songs that I have coming up, like there was one that I teased before I announced that I was going to release Tipsy Truth, and it's called It Is What It Is. And with that song, again, it's kind of like it's a real message, because I was going through a lot of rejection and just like it was a rippling effect of bad things. And I felt like it is what it is. Like anything could come, like it's at this point, I'm like, it's no point of harping on it, because it's just going to keep on coming. That's how I felt, when I wrote the song. And when I put it out, like it related to so many people, and I saw how much commotion it made, and I was just like, a song that I came out with independently hasn't made this much commotion, so obviously I've tapped in something with my audience. And again, it was a blessing, because I related a lot to the music. So I definitely have a couple of other ones that I'm working on. We're in kind of the end of the year, so the industry slows down, so it's like the perfect time that I can just like lock in and get into the studio and record all those.
So are all these going to be singles? Or are you going to try and put them all out and make an EP? Or
I'm so scared to release an album. I'm like, it's such a fear of mine, and I don't know why. And I've never said that out loud, but it took some weight off my shoulders. Yeah, I don't know why. It's just like it gives so much, for me, a body, like that's a body of work. And like I just feel like, I don't know, I think I'm just now becoming comfortable on like my sound and what I am as an artist, and even like down to like who I think would listen to my music. I now finally am clear on that, and so I'm kind of happy where I am right now. I think I'm gonna try it for at least 2 more songs, and then talk about an EP. But hopefully, also I'm hoping these songs will kind of make some noise for me and at a bigger audience, and I don't know, maybe an EP will come next year.
do you have other people in the industry that you reach out to, and like other musicians and stuff that you ever work with or bounce ideas off and stuff?
Yeah, for sure. I remember actually last year I did a writer's camp, and that was one of the most life-changing moments I've ever had in music, because it just made me really, I guess it humbled me in a way. Like I got to it was 2 weeks, and we were out in LA, and LA is literally my second home. I love it out there, and so I was just so happy to be around that scenery again. And all these people that came in, they were all just artists, and artist producers. Like it was all types of people, mixing engineers. We had influencers come in. It was just amazing to be around all these people that had creative minds. So I got to work with people that did R&B music. I got to work with people that did country music. I got to work with people that did pop music. So it was great to be able, like the versatility that everyone had. I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, and then these people, they worked from morning, like 6 a.m. to like 6 a.m. 6 a.m. and then woke up the next day. Like it was like almost like the music was feeding them. And I was like, and it kind of gave me a new realization. I was like, I love music, but do I love music this much? Like, do I love music as much as these people? Because they don't complain one bit. They make music one like this, you know? And I was like, oh, I probably make one song every 2 weeks, you know? And I thought that was enough. I was like, oh, you know, I don't need to come up with another song, you know? And so it really was the best moment for me, I guess, and a learning moment for me, and in music, because it just made me realize on how much I had to do and needed to learn on. But I definitely think I held myself up. I feel I have to give myself credit with that, because as much as I can tell myself, oh, we need to do more, I'm trying to learn that also give yourself credit and pat yourself on the back. And I think I did hold myself up. I stayed up as long as they did, and just created music at one after another. But I learned a lot during that experience.
I guess that's one good thing about being an independent artist then, is you can, you know, you I mean, obviously there's pressure, but not as much as if, you know, you were forced, or if that was your, you know, job was to create music every day and keep the ball rolling, and, you know.
Yeah. And it's almost, I think I can speak for a lot of independent artists when I say this, it's almost, the pressure is almost worse, just because you don't have as many people that believe in you as an independent artist. You need to, like, as an artist that's under a label, you have the label that believes in you, you have the label pouring money into you. And an independent artist, you are the person that needs to remind yourself why you're doing this, and like why you should keep on doing this. And so I definitely feel like it's just like, it's that constant battle with my mind of like, I can't listen to if I got one negative comment, or if someone didn't vibe with my music, because 10 other people will, you know. That's the great thing, I think, about music that is not as prominent in acting, is that there's something for everybody in music. You know, there's been music that I listen to and I'm like, oh, how does anyone like that, respectfully? But like, they have a big fan base, you know? And so I think it's such a, I think when you find those type of nuggets, you can really like look at the positive side with music and all the crazy commotion there is in it.
When you're there at that workshop, did you hear any music that's something that you don't normally listen to, and then kind of have a new respect for it?
Yes, especially with banda music, like the rancheros and stuff like that. I listen to it because, you know, I'm Salvadorian, so growing up, we had parties all the time, and you know, that music would be playing with Grupo Firme and all of them. But I never really really added it to my playlist or really paid attention to it, other than at parties, and seeing the guys like work on it and the people work on it. Like, they are so talented. Like, so many of them, like they play they make their music in the moment. And I thought that was so cool. Like, they'll just start playing something and these guys will literally come up with lyrics off the top of their head. And I thought it was like unbelievable how fast they work, and they record it and the vocals come out so good. And it's like, when I was out in New York, because I was out in New York recording a couple songs, and the guys that I was working with, the writers, they specialized in that type of music, and I ended up writing one song like that, and I never released it, but a lot of my family, they were like, oh my gosh, you know, release that one, Izabela, release that one. And I was like, guys, that's not the with music, you have to make it make sense. And, you know, as a independent artist, I can't just come out with anything and be like, hey guys, so this is my new genre for today, you know? So I was just like, I want to make sure my rollout, I mean, you could, I guess, but I was just like, I want to make sure my rollout is very organized. So I didn't end up, but I thought that it was so cool to play in that area.
Yeah, you wouldn't. I guess you could make it like a bonus track. something.
Like one of those like party. I also like I love one thing about me is um I think I can speak for a lot of artists is that it's so cool jumping in other genres and trying to write for that type of music. Um and I've done a couple like melodic rap ones because a lot of the music that I listen, especially Beyonce, she's like the queen of that. And she's a big influence for me. And so I was like, I want a song that gives me like 6 Inch Heels vibes or like Pour It Up by Rihanna. And I wrote a song like that one day, and that was actually what the top song for all my friends. But I'm like, I'll probably, I don't know, I can definitely see myself like coming out with that in the future and just like making an album or reinventing myself to do that. But this is I'm really comfortable in my indie pop lane right now and really just want to market that.
So you've been on other artist stuff? You've been like, you're a feature on any? Yeah.
Yeah, so I did a song with Kushion Music. That one was, it's called Wine for Me, and it's actually a Afro beat song. So that one was really cool to get on. He was a part of this group called Soul for Real, and my mom, she is such a big 90s fan, or she listens to that music all the time. So I love Candy Rain by Soul for Real. And recently I saw that it made like a big splash with my generation. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. So when he came to me with the opportunity, I was like, first of all, I fangirled. I don't fangirl for many people, but I fangirled for him. I was like, the honor that you have given me, like this is like, you don't understand. I know that song. I can sing it a cappella right now if you want me to. And I was just like, and so and you know, he was just so humble and so great. And so I was just like, hey, I've never wrote in an Afrobeats type song. Like, I'm a little nervous to do this. And he was great. He was like, don't worry, just come, like, write whatever you come up with. Like, just let's just vibe in the studio. So I went to the studio and he played it, and I did some lyrics in Spanish for that one. I don't know how that came about because I'm not fluent in Spanish at all, but that came about, and I did that. But it was a really cool track, and I definitely think that's one that people should listen to if you need some like pre-game party. You're about to go out to a party, turn on that track. Wine for Me.
You can listen to that, and then you can go to the bar and listen to Tipsy Truth.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
I may try that out one day.
So you talk a little about like social media and people, you know, commenting and stuff, good or bad. Do you get any that are like motivational?
Yes, actually. My fan base is amazing. And I don't even like to call it a fan base. I call it my friends because I'm homeschooled, and I grew up in home. I recently graduated, but I grew up basically homeschooled for all my school years, and so like I didn't have a lot of friends, and I would talk to Instagram and these social media apps as if they were my friends, and like as I'm like I really saw that like they thought the same about me. And like I remember like there was kids my age, and they were just saying like how I inspired them to do music, or I inspired them to start acting, or like just ask me like actual like questions, you know, about like, oh, how did you get it started into acting? Like, I really believe that I can do it. I remember with my curly hair, like that was one big thing when I came out on Disney, is I got a lot of DMs that were just like, I've never seen a girl on Disney that looked like me, or that had the same hair as me, that were Afro-Latina like me. And I thought that was just the most, I don't know, that's just moments that you look at and you're like, this is why I'm doing that. And I'm just so grateful that at a young age I was mature enough to understand that and really see the responsibility that was on me for kind of being quote unquote a role model to people. And so I always look at like, I love seeing messages like that, or just getting to talk to my viewers and the people, my supporters, and I enjoy it all the time. I love one of the things actually is that I was on a tour recently called Scouting for the Stars, and it was powered by Randy Jackson and Paula Moore. And during that, I got to meet so many of my supporters, and I had never, like, because a lot of my movies had came out during the pandemic. I really didn't get to have that whole original rollout for lead Disney Channel kids, and that kind of gave me that type of experience. So that was really cool.
So in the future, do you have like a dream collab that you'd like to work with?
Yes, I was hoping you asked me this question. And my dream collab would be Megan Moroney. I want to work with her so bad. I respect her. I love her songwriting. I think she has such clever lyrics, especially Sleep on My Side. I think the message of that song is so, like, cleverly petty. And I have that on repeat all the time. So I think that would be a really, really cool collab. And even when I, like, wrote Tipsy Truth, I remember being after I wrote it, not during, but after I wrote it, my mom, she knows, like, how much I've been listening to her, and so she was like, oh, I could totally see Megan Moroney listening to Tipsy Truth and being like, hey, that was a good song. And I was like, hey, if that's the least, if even that would make my year.
Do you ever go to Nashville?
I haven't yet. Is it worth hitting up?
Yeah, it's a nice place. Yeah, you might wait till you're 21, but I mean, you could go now, but I was just there recently. I took my kids, and they weren't too interested in it, but they're younger. So, but yeah, it's definitely a different place. So you're probably not honestly that far from there.
No, I'm not. I don't think yeah. No, I'm not. Maybe I will have to hit it up. But I growing up, we hit up a lot of, like, Tennessee, Helen. That's a great spot in Georgia that I don't think is really, I don't know how it is now, but growing up, it wasn't really popular. And me and my family, we'd go there all the time for tubing and the hikes, the nature trails that they have, so pretty. Oh, and during, like, this time of the year, it's gorgeous there because they'll decorate the whole town, which is really pretty.
Yeah, where I live next to, like, a big creek, and people canoe it and tube, and I live next to a state park and trails and stuff there, so it is pretty fun. We like to do that at least once a year. I guess I'll finish up and just ask, like, how can people best support you right now?
Yes, well, you can follow me on all social media platforms at I am Izabela Rose, and Izabela is spelled with a Z and one L. My parents thought they were special by spelling my name differently, but it is really cute, I guess. Yes, you can find me on all that. And Tipsy Truth comes out on November 11th on all streaming platforms. So very soon. I'm so excited.
I like how you did the 11/11 on 11/11.
I'm glad you caught that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was like, it's a good omen. Let's just do it.
Yeah. Have to make a wish, isn't it? You make a wish, 11/11.
Right.
All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. And
yes, thank you so much for having me. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And good luck with the song coming out, and I'll be looking forward. I'll pre-save it.
And if anybody's wondering what my 11/11 wish is, since the song is coming out on 11/11, it would be to pre-save and listen to the song 5 times, just like I did.
All right. Well, you have a good evening.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.